Welcome, everyone, to Melody of the Maelstrom, where a bunch of real life bards play Dungeons and Dragons. Before we roll the starting titles, we do have a few sponsors that we need to shout out. Thank you to our first sponsor, D&D Beyond. Do you want to have all your resources conveniently in one place? Do you hate math? I know I do. Look no further. D&D Beyond has all the digital resources you could possibly need, including books, dice, and the ability to homebrew to your heart's content. Our second sponsor is Effects May Vary, an awesome local band from Newmarket, Ontario, who specializes in making sure you always have your daily prescription for hard rock. Be sure to check out their music on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you are most comfortable listening to your favorite tunes, and to follow their Facebook and other socials for show dates and announcements. Their newest song, Torn, is now available to stream, so enjoy it, and remember, as always, individual effects may vary. There is also our Patreon, where we have a tier for every level of generosity. One includes being shouted out at the end of all Dire Bear games, and another includes voice acting lessons with one of the talented players in our network of games. Finally, we have merch. Do you want a sweater, a shirt, or maybe even a mouse pad with that awesome Dire Bear logo? Be sure to check out the Pride section in our merch store as well. Even though it isn't yet Rainbow Month, we will always show our colors. We also have t shirts, sweaters, and sweatpants, stickers, and tank tops. So go ahead and check out our merch page where you can find whatever your heart desires. Roll those title credits. Get me out of here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Last we left off, the party finished a pretty harrowing encounter with the blue-skinned assassin that they had encountered very recently. But, as my brain just reboots in the middle of okay, so harrowing encounter with blue skinned assassin. Some secrets were shared and some things were lost. And after a lot of blood was shed, not very much of hers, she seemed to have been called away before disappearing. Before the party went to go try to rest somewhere, before discovering everybody's favorite potato-loving guy, Stu, who was sitting at an abandoned farm eating potatoes to his heart's content. And after a short conversation, he joined the party. So yeah.
My new best friend.
Fun. Yep.
My
so
new
actually,
best weapon.
pretty much where
You
we
guys
left
really
off
let
is
that happen?
yeah, all of you.
I
Were...
encouraged it.
So did I.
Yep.
Father
good
and
dude.
Laura will remember this.
Yep. Take a screenshot of this face right now. This is the face of a pained DM.
Okay, no problem.
I don't care how
is
he
the
feels
face of a
about me,
rocking
but
and
Fidget is
rolling
my new best friend right now.
With that, where we left off was he was packing up all of his potatoes to go on an adventure.
So I carry one potato over and gingerly place it inside the wagon and then jump in the wagon. I did my part.
Well, you take good care of Patricia, and I'll probably just go and get the rest of all my friends, because obviously I can't leave them behind. That would be inhumane. So
Yeah, just don't take too long.
he just
You know.
trots off around behind the building, and you can hear him humming very off tune to himself. So out of tune that you guys have no idea what he is attempting to hum. He is in the next ballpark as to where the, the melody should probably be.
I think you should roll
A
performance.
melody?
Listen,
I'll have him roll
Stu's ahead of
performance.
his time. He's got a fusion band going.
That's right, yeah.
Doing some experimental stuff.
He's a
Oh,
noise
15.
bard.
Damn.
All right. So he's singing
So it
off
wasn't
key
that
really
off
well.
key.
He's singing well. It's just none of the notes are right.
It's the most beautiful voice you've ever heard, singing the wrongest thing.
Hitting the
you've
wrong
ever...
notes. He is off key. He's hitting all of the notes real well.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
He's
No,
off key.
I've heard this before.
Jacob
It's,
Collier is just
what
like
do they
right
call it?
around the corner, having to...
potato jazz. That's what it is. Potato jazz.
Potato jazz. He's hitting all of the notes in between the notes. He is always playing jazz.
Last time around, I know that when we stumbled upon Stu, I had taken Barenthazar to try and scavenge other potential foodstuffs
Other than potatoes.
than just potatoes.
Yeah.
Were we successful in finding any other vegetables, any like cured meats or anything like that around the homestead?
So you did find a lot of carrots. So there's carrots and zucchini and squash and a couple pumpkins. Because it is fall. And just a whole bunch of like root type of plants. Although zucchini and squash are absolutely not root type of. Listen.
We're getting to the root of the problem here.
Oh no.
Vegetables.
How about we all just chalk it up as like a week of rations or something like that in our
Yeah, that's
inventory?
fine. That's absolutely
Cool.
fine. You know what Charlotte's not good at? Plants. I look at one and it dies.
Hey.
You shouldn't eat any carrots then.
So we've got rations and potatoes.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yes. The
That you
potatoes
may
are
or may not
separate.
You may or may not be
from
able
the
to eat those. So, yep.
Yeah.
Do not include all the potatoes in the rations. You probably have about a month's worth of potatoes. But whether or not you get to eat them is entirely up to Stu.
Hey.
So you can see him coming around the corner with like a sack, like a burlap sack, obviously bursting almost at the seams with potatoes. And it takes him so long to do it because every 5 or so steps he'll put it down, open the bag, stick his head in, and ask the potatoes if they're okay. And he'll cock his head to the side like he's listening. Yeah, all right, okay. And then he'll just like pick it up. Sorry. And take a few more steps. Cock his head like he's listening to something. Pull it back down. Yeah, what? What was that? Oh yeah, obviously. No, mate. You can trust these people. They're not gonna eat you. It's okay. It's okay. Shh.
I'm gonna look at Fidget. Is this guy for real?
Trust me, he's great in a fight.
No, I don't doubt it. It's just, what is he? The Potato Whisperer?
I think the potato hollerer, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not a very quiet person.
No.
He does not whisper. He
is physically incapable of whispering.
Surprisingly,
He has the right to remain silent. He does not exercise
short
it.
of a sack.
So I look at
Houston?
Favidia. So he's like you with doors.
I'll be at the Vanguard if you need me. And I just walk off way in front of the carriage.
Absolutely not.
I think
Wait up.
this might have been my best idea so far.
You know what? I probably agree.
You would.
Thing's great.
All right. So
Jesus.
are we currently are we following the blue lady, or are we still going on our original
She
to
vanished.
the dragon?
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully indeed.
Are
I
we
believe the
certain
course
she
of-
vanished and not is waiting or following?
Could be.
Sounds about
We
right.
don't know.
I advise we remain vigilant, but we cannot let an overabundance of caution prevent us from moving forward.
So where are we since last time I was here? How much headway have we made?
Not very much.
0.
No.
Oh, we got like 2 or 3 days north of Stormfell.
Okay.
Did you?
I know we traveled
Yes.
for an amount of time beyond
You
Stormfell.
traveled for like 2 or 3 minutes.
In
We're
real
far enough
time.
away that we can't.
Well, no. Legitimately, you guys had just left the city, and I had just finished explaining that it was like almost out of view, and that's when this bitch popped up.
All right.
Yeah, I think we
misunderstood.
traveled for another couple hours after that and found the farm.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And that's where Stu was.
Yes.
Our intrepid
Uh,
potato.
Does that mean
You
we've
guys-
had a
you guys
long rest?
You guys have gotten far enough away that the storm isn't potentially an imminent danger? Question mark. But
Does that mean we've had a long rest then?
I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, I know when we got to the farmhouse, we were planning to use it as a base for a long rest.
Yes, but you guys have
But
not
we
yet
haven't
taken a
actually
rest.
taken
Been
So let's
still
take a
waiting
down
long
to
to
take
rest.
take
that opportunity.
it. Yeah. Any
Guys,
objections?
I'm looking at my hit points here, and I'm like, yeah.
You guys start
I'd want
talking
long
like
rest.
you want to long rest, and Stu immediately just drops the bag of potatoes that he was loading into the cart. Look, you're super dejected, like.
As I
If you
begin
told
set,
me that you were going to stay here, I wouldn't have loaded all of my friends into the. God damn it! And he starts grabbing the potatoes and bringing them all back.
Whoa. We're still gonna leave. We haven't
I could just
decided
leave
to
them in
stay
the
here.
cart.
Yeah, just leave them in the cart.
What did you say, mate? Can you
Just
repeat
leave
that?
them in the cart.
Leave them in the cart.
Yeah.
Just leave them in the cart. Are you
Well,
crazy?
I mean,
Well, you can
you could
where
stay
the other
them.
vegetables are.
You could stay in the cart if you want.
I
Keep me
can't
company.
expose them to the elements.
It's a covered wagon.
You have any idea how many types of moss and mildew and mold are just kind of floating around like little
You're
tiny
carrying your potatoes on a
spectacles?
burlap sack.
Yeah,
Burlap
Where
is
else are you
very
supposed to
good at
carry
retaining
potatoes in?
moisture.
that's exactly why I don't want to get them wet, mate.
Not
Can't
to
leave them out in the
mention,
rain.
potatoes are nearly immune to all sorts of conditions. They are one of the most resilient forms of vegetable life on the planet.
Obviously, you've never been to Ireland.
I have many friends in Ireland, most of them lickers.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't. Let us camp.
So I'm gonna unload all these potatoes that I just put in the cart. Is that what? Is the understanding that we're
Do
getting
as
here?
you wish with your vegetables.
Are we leaving? Because I was
Isn't
under
there
the
a
After we
barn?
all
Is there
had
no
it-
barn here that the cart cannot just be pushed into? Out of
It
character.
probably is. Yeah, it's a good question. Is it just a barn or just a farmhouse, or is there any sort of?
Well, I
hear it too.
assume there
it
would
was
be a
just a
farm.
little. It was a little farmhouse. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that there were stables, but they are empty.
Okay, I mean, sort out the potatoes. I'm gonna read my class as we take a long rest.
So Stu picks up one of the burlap sacks and hugs it and just whispers to it, "I'm not gonna leave you behind, babies. I'm not gonna let you get wet." And just like stares daggers at all of you while he's like putting them back in the house.
He's a good guy. I like him.
I fully ignore Stu as I set up my bedroll and build a fire.
I just look at Fidget, and be like, I'm starting to see why he got under Bovidius's skin, so to speak.
Oh, trust me, he's our secret weapon. It's worth it.
Against who? Boredom?
Hmm?
Am I cutting
Oh,
out?
I get it. No, I didn't quite understand what you said. That's all.
Against what? Boredom? Sorry, I had said who,
Oh.
so I.
Now I understand.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's my
No,
fault.
no.
I don't
like,
English well.
I lean in close to Parenthesar. I'm like, no. Like we'll actually use him as a weapon.
Just what? Like just strap all the potatoes to him and just beat them with him?
He's not very big. I mean, it'd be easy to
Or
He's
kind
a
of.
full size human.
Compared to
Not anyone.
Bovidius, I mean.
Well, I mean,
don't
if
know. He's
Bovidius
manhandling
swung
those
him, he could
sacks of
be
potatoes pretty easily.
if he holds on to those stacks of potatoes and Bovidius manhandles him. You're right. He's a great weapon.
I lean into Parenthesar and I just whisper, I was promised I could throw him.
So while this is happening, Charlotte, would you mind if I
Yes.
took my character to set up alarm somewhere?
Yeah,
And
go for it.
Assuming we're going to be sleeping in the farmhouse, I'm going to be. I'll look up the radius real quick, but I'm going to be setting up an alarm in some vicinity, and I'll tell you where.
Okay. Alarm is a 10-foot radius sphere, yeah?
20 cube.
20 cube.
Choose a door, window, or area. The area in which we are going to be.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you could just kind of trace it around the edges of that area. Yeah, just smack it right there.
Can I cast
You
it
know how
on the
many-
general
you just-
area?
You
It
just slap
says
the roof of the
area.
cottage. You slap the roof of the cottage, like, you know how many adventurers you can fit in this baby?
An
Apparently
audible
eight.
alarm produces the sound of a handbell.
Well, 7 and a crazy dude who loves potatoes. I think adventurer is a bit of a stretch for her.
7 adventurers, 1 weirdo, and about 450 potatoes.
All of them individually named.
My new prog album.
All right, so as all of you begin to hunker down to rest for the evening, what are you doing?
So Bird is going to be assigned to the outdoors. Bird's going to be perched up and, acting like Bird does. Doing a general survey as we sleep. If anything, I want to assign it to alert whoever is on watch if it sees anything of note. Set up the alarm. So that's all really. I'm gonna go and pray.
Before your bird flies off, it gives you that same withering glare that it always gives to you, like, this is beneath it, but fine, before it flies off.
It makes the sideshow Bob noise. Exactly.
I think I'll just kind of be, I don't know, kind of like patrolling around the farmhouse,
Oh, actually,
trying to avoid the immediate vicinity of Stu.
Actually?
muted my microphone because that was rude. 1 second. Can we go around and do since we're gonna be traveling through the woods, we're gonna be doing routine medicine checks every time we rest to make sure everyone's okay.
Okay.
So I'll make a series of rolls, and whoever
Or
is next.
Just make one, I guess.
You don't
If
take
it's
away
battle,
my
let
dice
you
from
reroll
me.
it. Okay.
You don't have that power.
I do have that power, actually.
I'll make
It
the
says so
one roll.
in the rules. Unless it's bad, and then you miss something on one person, and then you could try again. I don't know. However you feel like.
am a surgeon.
However you feel like doing it. man.
12.
I'm sorry.
12 is the general roll.
Well, 12 is good enough to not see that there are, to see that there are no immediate problems, nothing glaring and immediately requiring attention, other than Nyx is missing most of her neck.
Yeah, but that's not a change at this point.
It's
That's
not a change.
normal.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Bovidius has been bleeding profusely from open wounds for some time that may require some attention at some point from somebody.
And Fidget is just brimming with sass. Like, that needs to be looked after.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
I have a large sass pustule on the side of my body right now.
Ew.
Just ready to blow.
Don't
Ew.
worry, we're just gonna lance that. We'll be fine.
Okay, we're done. Enough.
Have a
Next.
win lance.
Have we scared away all the viewers yet?
Are you
Stop.
sure? I can roleplay Dr. Pimple Popper.
Ew, we're good. All right. Anyways, who's gonna take the first watch? I guess.
Sign me up.
I will.
Hey,
Rock, paper,
Army men,
scissors.
Army men are on it.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
enough of you. There are enough of you. There's only need for about 4 watches, so there's enough of you that a couple people could take simultaneous watches, if you so choose.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Brenthar and I can go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can both of you roll me a perception check, or one of you roll with advantage, whichever you prefer.
How are your eyes, nice Brenthar?
Just
Let's
realizing,
both
do
roll.
either of you have dark vision?
I believe I do.
Moo Cow must have dark vision.
Nope.
No,
No.
sorry, buddy.
Wow, that's funny. For a predator, I would assume that you'd have dark vision. Gotta slip that in there every chance that I
Right?
get.
Come on. Is it late enough already that it would be disadvantaged perception with that dark vision?
No, I'm just curious.
Okay. Well, let's both roll it. That's a
Yeah,
fun.
hold on.
Yeah, Baranthas are the Dragonborn, right? So
Yeah,
I'm sure you
I
don't
got
have
a
it.
14.
I wasn't
got a
sure about
14.
Minotaurs. 14? Okay. Was he rolling with advantage, or were both of you rolling?
No, we
We
were both
both
rolling.
rolled.
Okay, because I didn't hear your number. Videos.
Mine? 5.
Yes. 5. Ah! So, Bavidius, you find yourself somewhat distracted this evening, and you keep finding that your attention turns, as much as you try not to the irksome behaviors of that fucking human. Every time you're trying to pay attention, and you try to have those blinders on, and you just hear a noise or like him saying something, or just constantly yammering to himself in his sleep, and he snores rather loud. And it's just one of those, it's like one of those people where you hate them so much if they have the audacity to turn oxygen into carbon dioxide within your vicinity. How dare they? And you're so,
God forbid methane.
you find him so abrasive that he is distracting, and that makes him even more so. You just spend your entire watch getting more and more pissed off by the fact that he is there.
I turn
And
to
Baranthazar,
Brenthar and I just say, I'm going to kill him.
Don't do it.
So Baranthazar, you can see some occasional woodland creatures that make their way out in the early dusk as some small creatures make their way towards their dens, and others emerge from their dens for their evening hunt. So you see a couple foxes, some squirrels, a couple birds just kind of roosting for the evening, but nothing of immediate danger.
Okay. Other than Bovidius complaining.
I mean,
Yeah, he's-
honestly, I'm gonna be trying to take my mind off of things. I want to swap some more stories with my old buddy. Do
All
you
right.
remember that time? Yada yada yada.
Do I?
And,
I
and
remember
and
that.
what was her name?
That I don't remember. That I don't remember.
Yes, after
There were
after as
too
much
many of
as
those.
after as much as we'd had that night.
True.
uh, and after enough time reminiscing, I'll go and wake up whoever's next.
Who is next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Brenda will as well.
All right.
Okay, so same deal. Each of you roll once, or one of you rolls twice.
Yeah, you can roll twice. I think it's a perception check.
It is a perception check, and we know how much you
Yeah.
love those. I want that supercut of him complaining every time I ask for a perception check.
It's coming.
Can you give me a perception check? And he's just like, no. It's not investigation. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, I only
Are
got a
you
9.
sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You have advantage.
Yeah, roll another one.
Oh, whoops.
Would have been funny if that was with advantage.
I know.
You got a
There we
That's
go.
9.
better.
That's
15.
better.
You have advantage. I know. 15. So, again, you guys kind of just patrol around the outside of the building, and both of you get startled a little bit by an owl that decides that a raven just foolishly sitting atop a roof in the middle of the night looks like a pretty yummy and convenient snack. So you guys get a pretty big kick out of this barred owl that is trying so desperately to catch this raven and not understanding why it can't, as it just flies and its talons go through the raven. It stops and flutters, confused, a few times before it just kind of dejectedly gives up and disappears into the night. And the raven just sits there regally, again, giving everybody that withering stare if you just so happen to look at it like, this is definitely beneath me.
So it's me and Rendell.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
He's petting the bird.
What was she talking about with the library and it burning down?
well, it's how my parents died.
I'd gather that much, but she made it sound like you might have been responsible.
Yeah.
Was it accidental or?
I don't remember.
Hmm. Well,
It was a long time ago.
well.
What about you? What about you? Any shameful skeletons you want to pull out of your closet?
I can't really go to Serpent.
Why not?
I'm wanted for a few crimes there, so
Oh.
nothing horrible, just like assault, destruction of property, murder.
Murder.
Yeah, I killed somebody there.
That's usually what murder means.
Yes, thank you.
Who'd you kill?
Never knew his name.
How'd it happen?
I was with my youngest brother. We were at a bar. It was the first time he had sailed without our dad, so I was taking him around. Uh, he he liked to tinker, sort of like that Windlands fella.
Mm.
Anyways, we were at the bar. I was having a drink. He found some people to play cards with, and he had made himself a little device that would help him win at cards. And unfortunately, he got caught by one of the other players. And before I could do anything, guy pulled out a knife and stuck it in my brother. And I still remember the look on his face as he looked over at me and just fell over. I know I got angry. I got very angry. And I remember the little bangle on my arm burning hot on my wrist. And then I was outside. I was still in the building, but the building wasn't around me anymore. I guess I cast a thunder wave, but stronger than anything I've ever done before. The one who had killed my brother, I killed him back. I picked up his body, my brother, and I took him to the ship, and I haven't been back to Serpat since.
I was, I think, 13 when I found a forbidden tome. I don't like that word very much. I don't like rules very much. So I waited till everyone was asleep, and
Read from the tome.
I didn't just read from it.
Oh,
And I barely escaped with my life.
so
And been me and the little guy ever since.
I've been meaning to ask, what is with that little paper guy?
I wish I knew. He's
Was he a
been with
result
me.
of the book?
Could be.
Huh.
I don't know what he's made out of. Whatever was written on it is gone now. But he's been with me ever since that day. Yeah. He's kept me on the path. Got me out of a couple scrapes. So, I keep him safe. Kind of like my conscience. If I can say it, if I can be said to have one anyway.
I mean, do you regret reading from that book?
Yeah,
Or
every
do you
day.
regret what happened? Then you still have a conscience then.
Yeah, well, it's not so much the death. It's the loss of knowledge.
Well,
We were brought up to understand that our responsibility is to pass on the wisdom, to be a point on a line. But that line ended when I, went further than I should have for my age. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
You think we're going to survive this?
I'm bloody surprised we survived this far.
Do you want to survive this?
If it means that I can keep the rest of my family safe, yeah, I do.
Well, I think we got to stop running around like chickens with our heads cut off. That last encounter,
Was not good.
she can show up whenever she wants. I don't know how she's tracking us, but she can do it. We're going to survive the next one, and the one after that, and the one after that. We got to start thinking like a team here. We got to start using each other's strengths. We got to have a strategy. She almost mopped the floor with every one of us at the same time.
Well, I think the current strategy is to throw stew at her next time, and hopefully he'll annoy her until she leaves.
That's step one. I'm hoping we can, add a couple steps to the plan. Now, you know about these children of the storm more than anybody, it seems.
Not very much, no, actually.
Well,
Which-
whatever they are, they're kind of the opposite of you, aren't they?
Well, sort of.
Like an antithesis kind of thing?
Yeah, like we're the same coin, just two different sides.
Right.
Although I didn't even know about that until we found those books.
But that means you're our ace in the hole.
What'd you just call me? Oh, ice in the hole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can be the other thing too sometimes, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's all right. Dude, I'm literally writing the book on it.
Well, that'll be new knowledge, then. You can add that to a library someday.
Yeah. If I can find one.
Well, there's one in Serpent.
There's a couple. But if we're gonna make it there, we gotta start thinking like a team here. We made it out, but it was luck. I don't like
Relying on luck.
not relying on it. Definitely. I mean, we're all smart. I've seen you guys in a fight.
Smart.
We're just
Yeah,
not working like a group yet.
I'm very smart. I tried to take on a blue dragon by myself and told you all to fuck off.
Rendell, you survived.
Only because Bovidius was dumb enough to come back and pick me up. Although I think he just wanted his sword back.
You're kind of making my point for me, brother. We can't afford to keep throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Well, again, that's what we're gonna throw stew. I know, I'm sorry. I know you're being serious.
I mean, between all of us, we're a walking funeral. Got so many people behind us, sacrifice themselves to get this far. It'd be a shame to let it all go to waste. We're the only people on the continent right now that know what's going on and what's at risk. We can't afford to sleep on this.
I don't think we are the only ones, though. Because what's her face? Can't remember her name. We just
Yeah.
met her.
The assassin?
No, not her. The other one that she was trying to kill. She was like not the Archmage, but the
The mayor?
mayor.
Oh, she dead.
She did,
Yep.
but
She's very dead.
I thought she was still alive, and she took shelter with us.
She didn't make it.
Oh, where the hell was I then? Why didn't I take care of her too?
Unfortunately, Rendell wasn't available for that session. I don't know what happened. I'm just kidding.
They stuffed her body in a closet, so she was past the point where you could do anything.
Yeah, it was in between when we sheltered in that place with her and when we
Oh,
got
it was the one. The
out
one
of
that I
the
missed.
thieves'
Rem-
Okay.
guilds.
Rembrandt
she
and
got
Timber
rocked.
murdered her.
Yeah.
Or you're pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
Well then, never mind. Where were we?
It's on us.
Feel sorry for the rest of the world then.
Listen, man. I'm the only person left with any knowledge from what came before me. I'm the reason that happened. I am not willing to go quietly. But I'm no good in a fight.
That's not true.
Man, if it weren't for all of you, I would have been dead in the tavern.
Like
I would
you
have been
said,
6 beers in, and that would have been that.
like you've already said, though, we have to start acting like a team. We all have our strengths. Thinking ain't one of mine.
Well, I got that in spades.
So, you strategize. We do the rest.
We need to do this together. It's the only way strategy works.
Oh no, what I'm saying is, use our strengths in your strategies.
Deal.
How long have we been out here?
DM?
An hour or two.
How much longer, like how long is our watch? 4 hours?
About an hour or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should probably head back.
Yeah. Do you remember which way the farmhouse is?
I look at the Raven. It's
Oh.
on the roof, right?
Actually, so as you kind of look around, you realize that the raven is kind of perched on one of the branches close to you guys because you wandered a little bit too far away, and she's just keeping a disdainfully watchful eye.
I will look up at the raven. I will bow my head, and I will say, "Thank you, magical COVID."
My little homunculus does like a little bow.
She just kind of cocks her head a little bit to the side, and then takes off. Just a little, like about 10 or 20 feet before she alights on another branch and just kind of hops around and croaks at you.
That way.
Yes, we follow the bird, and so I'll follow the bird.
Okay. So both of you follow the Raven, and she leads you back to the quaint little farmhouse in which all of your friends slumber.
Just let me throw you. Just let me throw you. Just let me throw you.
Before I forget, can both of you take a point of inspiration for that conversation?
Huzzah! Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna look around. Is there like a cup or something somewhere?
Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna grab a cup and fill it with water from my water skin, and I'm gonna go over to Bovidius and put his fingers in it.
It's
I'm gonna
not
do
warm. I don't think it has the desired effect.
I'm going to do the whole world a favor. I'm going to find that burlap sack, which I assume is empty now because he was so concerned about aeration.
Mhm.
And I'm going to replicate a bag of holding.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you
So
can totally do that.
as one of my, I get infused item. I have 4 things I can do. So I can make a wand of magic detection, a bag of holding. I
Mhm.
can enchant my crossbow, and I can make my homunculus.
So just remember, you can only have so many infusions active at one time.
I believe I can get 2.
I
Let me
think
double
it's
check.
your. I think it's your modifier.
What
Up to
level are you?
your intelligence modifier.
Oh, I think you're right. Okay, in that case, I can have all 4.
Hey.
Let me double check that though. I don't want to cheat.
Yeah, please double check that. But I'm
Okay.
not as good at artificer
I've
deception.
never
I
played an
remember
artificer,
having
so I don't know
having
offhand.
4 at around level 6.
Well, no, because there's
Yeah.
infusions, and then there's
There's-
the other thing that you can also do, and you can have a certain number of these.
Yeah.
You can have 2 of those going, but only so many infusions go. It's
Yeah,
So
you
I
really
can-
have
confusing.
4
I can only-
at this point you would have 4 infusions known, but you can only have 2 of them active.
Correct. Right. So
Okay.
at this point, the wand of magic detection is mostly useless. So I'll use the bag of holding and my homunculus.
Which flavor of artificer are you?
I am an archivist.
So now that we've settled that, as actually we go into the next round of watches for this particular evening, we're going to take a very short break. So we will see all of you back here in about 5 minutes. and welcome back. The last we left off, Fidget and Rendell were just making their way back from a pretty deep conversation during their watch, and we're just at the end of it. And who is going to be doing the next watch?
I'm gonna give Domino a little jiggle on the shoulder. You're muted, homie.
Uh-oh.
You're muted
Uh-oh.
in Discord.
Pick someone else.
I'll go again.
I ignore
right.
Domino and continue.
You give him a couple kicks and he just doesn't roll over.
I need my.
Oh, there you go again.
Oh, no, he's gone again.
Yeah, you cut out again.
The hell?
Sorry, everyone. We are having some
Discord doing
technical
what Discord does.
difficulties.
Check.
There you go.
There you are.
We're back. So yeah, I give you a little shake.
Little nudgeroni.
Is there no one else who can do the watch? I am close to death from the last battle with the Child of the Storm.
I'll wake up and say I'll do it.
Do you need help?
I'm very low on health.
I call Rendell over.
Oh.
Is there anything you can do for Domino? He's looking a little worse for wear right now.
Right. Yeah, I can help with that. Wait a second.
I go.
Apparently, Barenthazar is also dying.
I go grab Embaro.
Okay.
Hi. Okay.
Tonight's episode includes muted microphones, everyone.
Mine kept bleeding. I'm doing it to be polite.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on Domino and give him 15 hit points back as well.
That's pretty solid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I go get Embaro. I'm like, it's you and me.
Right.
If you
the
take
watch,
2 watches,
of
you
course.
might not benefit from a long rest, Fidget, just so you are aware.
I didn't cast any spells in our last combat, other than a couple cantrips, and I was at full HP. I was the only person that didn't get hit.
It's just my job to let you know.
No, I appreciate it. I'm explaining why I'm not stressed.
Actually, I was like, okay.
No. Sorry, that's my face. I was actually fine.
Have you ever seen that
I have a
clip of,
question. At this point in time, would the long rests have already taken effect, or is it after I resume sleep?
So it's essentially at the end of the entire period for everyone that usually everybody benefits from a long rest.
Very well.
Typically speaking, though, interrupting the continuous cycle of rest to take a watch does not hinder you from benefiting from the rest at the end.
No. Unless something bad happens.
Which is why we take watch.
Unless something bad happens.
Okay, well, in that case, I suppose we can go ahead and blow a couple spells. Bavidius, you said you were injured as well, in addition to Rendell?
Oh, profoundly.
Profoundly. Twin spell cure wounds, okay.
Emotionally and physically.
We'll go ahead and swap it here.
It brings me so much joy to just have the mental picture of you like rolling over Domino to have him do a watch that he's like already awake and he's like,
Can we not, please?
He's just like, I am in so much pain. Ow.
Domino
Okay,
takes 1d4
so-
rolling over damage.
Holy Jesus, jumping Christ.
Okay, so I suppose Upon waking up, we'll go over to the wounded. We'll drop a couple heals. Each of you receive 15 hit points.
All right.
Well done.
Okay. So. Okay, so Fidget and I will just head out, I suppose.
Hmm.
Okay, just like before, same as the last. Both of you
Uh,
roll, or one of you rolls twice.
Where are we patrolling exactly? Like the perimeter of the, or just on the outside of the house here?
Wherever you
Wherever we
prefer.
Wherever we want, because I'm
You
going to
can
be.
go for a moonlit stroll if that is what you prefer.
I will.
Although
I will
I
be
guess you're
making
doing that
nature
anyways.
checks along the way.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll start with the
yeah, I
perception.
should check that kind of shit out. See what else I can do.
Yeah, I'm going to see if we can survey what sort of herbs are around. See if we can source some sort of remedy.
Oh yeah,
Or at the
Charlotte's
very
favorite thing
least-
again. Plants.
Plants. Or
Plants.
see how, see if the storm is affecting the land. See how that's going. So my perception is a +1.
If you have a plus at all to your perception, you can just roll with advantage. There's no point in me contributing.
Okay. So the first roll was 7, the second roll was a 13.
So for your perception roll, there again is nothing of note that would pose an immediate threat to any of your compatriots within the vicinity.
Okay.
TLDR, no danger. All good.
What's the weather like?
It is definitely very overcast. So actually I lied about your moonlit stroll. You're not taking one. It is ominously dark. And the nighttime is punctuated by the distant rumble of far off thunder that you can swear gets a little bit louder every time you hear it.
Do I believe that the storm is following us? Would I have any indication, or is this the creeps? If it's creeps, that's fine.
It's the creeps.
Creeps
You
is
can't
valid.
particularly determine whether or not it's following you or if it's just coming in your direction. It's a big angry cloud.
Oh, Fidget.
Yep.
Do you have any inkling of I assume like I wasn't around for the assassin part. I was unconscious, drunk, I don't know.
You were there, but I don't actually recall how I described you out of the scene.
Sure.
So you can come up with whatever it is that you like.
Perhaps you were scouting. That's sounds like your
I
vibe.
was off, yeah. There you go. Do we have any inkling of who this individual was?
The assassin.
Yeah.
Well, out of character, her name escapes me at the moment.
Bridget.
Her original name was Lexica, and then it got changed
That's
to
right.
Levitica because that just sounds cooler.
But Lexica, it could have been like the book. He's the book guy.
Oh no, yeah, Britannica.
Well, we made a
all those
lot of
jokes
book
were.
jokes.
Yep.
Yeah, but Levitica, I
That's
said
why I'm saying
Helvetica.
it doesn't
think-
matter what I name her
Yeah.
because all of you are going to say some other bullshit anyways.
Times
So.
New Roman.
Yeah,
She's fucking wingdings, okay?
I was just don't take my jokes, man.
There you go.
I think they called her Comic Sans. She's
You want to come to a party?
her name is Lexica. Or Levitica. We ran into her just before we met you the first time. And she keeps talking about whatever's going on in the city. Connected to, she says it's her mother.
The storm?
Or what's causing it.
Doesn't sound terribly outlandish. At least
No
for
more
their
outlandish
beliefs.
than a blue dragon in a storm that can find people and shoot lightning at them.
Do we assume she has ties with the cult? Hanging around here still?
From what I can tell, she might be the cult. But who knows? There could be other acolytes that are on the way.
I'm not sure if we're going to be. What do you think of our chances of crossing over to that island once we reach it?
Well,
Braving the open water in all this seems as if it's inviting destruction.
I think Rendell might be of help there, but I'll be honest. If you had asked me what our chances were from the first moment people started keeling over, I would have been wrong on every count. So I'm not really worried about the chances anymore. We don't have a choice. It's us or nobody.
Not much is true. It doesn't seem as if there is. Seems we're stuck to a path.
So I gotta ask you. I also have a little magical friend. How'd you get yours?
Poking around where I didn't belong.
Can relate.
Uh just routine scouting. Just out to see what I could find, essentially. Just led me to more of this, honestly. You know, you see the storm and you walk into it. You see the town, you walk into the middle of it. And we seem to get deeper and deeper into the thick of it. No matter how much we see that should tell us to turn away, we seem to be going headlong into it regardless.
Do you think we have a choice?
I think we're being influenced.
By what?
It's hard to say. It really is. You know, reading those texts in that library. It just seems as if all these groups with their individual interpretations and they seem to have their fingers in so many pots, at least in that town.
Well, it makes you
Then
wonder, with the age of all this, how long it's been going on. How much isn't connected? I mean, we might be just walking into another ancient prophecy in the next place.
prophecy. Listen to what they've made of it they keep trying to usher in their idea of what should and what should not be, and this is different interpretations of the same thing. I don't think any of them have any idea of what it is that they're truly trifling with. I think once they are successful, they are going to see that their victory is not what they imagined it to be at all. I don't think that any of them understand what it is that they're supposedly representing.
Are you talking about us or the gods?
The ones that are doing their work.
Why not
Do you
the
think at
gods
the end of
themselves?
this, when they accomplish whatever it is that they're trying to with the storm, with the sacrifices, that they will come out the other side triumphant?
Oh, what I'm saying is, let's imagine they were triumphant. Do you think that whatever Lexica's mother is understands what victory means?
I think they have a different idea of what it is.
Well, I've been wandering for a long time, and I, for whatever reason, had the good fortune to not have religion strapped to my back from the moment I was born. And everything I learned about these deities suggests to me that they are just as flawed and myopic and limited in their perspective as we are. They might have the power to cast lightning from the sky, but I don't think they understand what tomorrow looks like.
I must confess, going through all this has made me a bit regretful.
In what respect?
I'm sure that I did all my efforts, regardless of my beliefs, were honest and true and want to help people. But now there's a second voice in my head, and I'm not so sure what to think anymore.
What do you mean a second voice? What's the first one?
Mine.
Hmm.
I hope. Second one is hers. You know, when all this started. I'm not. It's hard to. Whatever the entity is that I'm in contact with, it seems new and scared.
Yeah, I can relate to that too.
The things that I've been shown makes you question exactly, like you said, like they are flawed and they are many and they are like us, and that's tough to cope with.
Yeah, but there's one exception.
What's that?
We can act without them. I'm not sure the reverse is true. I killed everybody I ever knew. It didn't stop me from being me. I didn't need any followers or a moral compass or a particular direction. I've just been floundering, but I've been alive, making choices. These gods don't seem to have any power beyond the people who worship them.
Until, of course, they infiltrate and they control. You know, if you can convince enough people to act in a certain way out of belief, then that's pretty direct control, isn't it? Pretty direct influence.
Yeah, but couldn't you just choose not to? Like to disobey?
I'm not so sure that I'm convinced that they could, based on you saw the bodies. They chose.
Yeah, but I mean, we're choosing to do something about it.
Would
At
you
least I am.
would you be here without your little origami friend? I don't think that word exists in this setting.
I invented it. I can't answer that. I wouldn't be here without my parents. That doesn't make them gods. I wouldn't be here without killing them.
That is a harrowing prospect.
Facts are facts. The one thing I hold to be true from all the lessons I learned when I was young. You can't negotiate with reality.
What are we doing here then?
You tell me. You're the one with the two voices in your head.
Let's not get it twisted. I'm still all here.
Well, then we're choosing to be here. And we're choosing to make a decision on where we stand.
I just hope I'm right. I'm sure they thought they are right in what they're doing.
Lexica seems pretty convinced.
Should we head back?
It's about that time.
You know
Way
it.
ahead of
True.
you.
Thank you
Thank
to
you.
whoever thought that we looked thirsty.
Thank you. Let me just get my glass pear jar out of the fridge. You think I can afford cups in this economy? Oh, my rice. God damn.
Ain't nobody affording cups.
Okay, so as
Uh-oh. Thank
Oops.
God he
I
didn't
broke
buy a
her.
cup. He's going to have to buy a new pot.
as Zimbaro just makes his way off into the forest in the entirely wrong direction, he thought he saw a mushroom and just whoosh. Right, so as you guys finish your watch, you guys can see the mottled yellows and pinks of a new day approaching. But it is definitely encumbered by the thick bank of clouds that are very quickly encroaching upon where you have decided to rest for this evening.
Guys, good news. My rice is okay.
Oh, good.
Oh, Father, you've prepared rice for breakfast.
Risis averted.
Oh
Jesus.
no. That was
I quit.
well
Appreciate that. Yes.
done. That was well done.
Also, Fidget, Father Mbaro, please take a point of inspiration for that conversation.
I got 2 whole inspirations, guys.
What's inspiration?
It allows you to re-roll pretty much anything. It's like a point
Oh,
of luck that you
nice.
can just hold on to forever.
Can I reroll my life?
Unfortunately, I wish I had the
It'll
power to
just be
grant
another nat
inspiration
1.
IRL, but yeah. So
It's a one-sided die, like really.
as all of you wake up feeling rested,
Sorry.
all of you benefit from a long rest. So you get all your hit points back, you get all your spells and spell slots back, and all that jazz.
I leap up.
Speaking of jazz,
out of
how's Stu?
Yeah.
bed. Tried to cut it off. Tried to get in there ahead of it.
Stu is currently cuddling with several potatoes.
Several. You dog.
Several.
I leave him.
Like
It's
some
a
of them
potato-orgy.
he stuffed them into
Oh
his shirt.
no!
I'm glad I said shirt instead of pants before that sentence came out.
A patorgy.
He has stuffed them into his shirt. Apparently they were cold. So
Oh, he
man, if you
warmed them
stuff him
up.
into his pants, he could make mashed potatoes.
or tater tots.
Or tater tots, yeah.
I really want
So,
hash browns.
he is still slumbering deeply. It seems that he is very akin to sleeping through large amounts of noise. So all of you starting to get up and pack up all of your things has not yet roused him.
If we Get out of here quickly enough.
I
We can
I
escape before he awakens.
I carefully walk over to Stu, and then in his ear I go, "Oh my God, Patricia!"
Hi, what? He's messing with Patricia.
Unfortunately, Bavidius, I'm afraid that being annoying is not an executable crime, so we can't exile him here.
I know Kung Pao. Is it Kung
I
Fu?
will ready the wagon.
Stu, I did you a favor. I think you'll like it.
I'm
I
listening.
grabbed the burlap sack of holding, which I thoroughly enjoy that, and I go, "Here, load them all up."
He just shakes it as it appears to be an empty bag, and you just see tears welling up in his eyes. What?
So I like take it and I stick my hand in and I go like this. I like wave my hand. You can't see anything happening, and then I pull it back out again and I go, "It's magic, waterproof."
What kind of sorcery is this?
Good kind.
If I put my friends in there, I'm gonna be able to get them back out. Is that what you?
If you want,
they
you
just
can
gonna-
go in there.
Are they just gonna disappear?
No, whoa. There's a time limit on the air.
Do it.
You know what I've always wanted to. You know what I've always wanted to do? A bagman with an Australian accent.
Yes, please.
That would be a trip.
Once a merry bagman.
Alright, so he like very carefully grabs a potato and like while maintaining unblinking eye contact with you, drops the potato in before immediately sticking his head in there. Dave! Dave, can you hear me? He said he was gonna come back.
I stick my hand in and I pull Steve out.
What?
And then he just starts stuffing potatoes into the. He has this manic look on his face, like, as if he's
You're welcome.
realized how many potatoes he could potentially fit in here.
What happens when you, like... If you reach into the bag of holding and, like, pull the end out, like, what happens?
Everything
so
comes out.
if you destroy or deactivate a bag of holding, everything falls out.
No, what if I pull it inside out?
Now, this is what I've been waiting for.
I've never had somebody grab the bottom of a bag of holding before. I don't
So-
think you can. I don't think you can.
It has a space. It has a limit, right? Like,
It's a
there's a
pocket
bottom.
dimension.
Technically, it's a pocket dimension. It doesn't have a bottom.
Pocket dimension. It doesn't have a bottom.
It has like you can put a certain amount in it. Like it has, it's a finite space.
It's not technically a finite space. It's like, do you know
It has finite limits to an unlimited space.
You know the philosophical like thought experiment about like the hotel with infinite rooms,
Yeah,
where all the rooms are full, and then someone comes in and says, "I'd like a room," and they're like, "Great, we have one ready for you."
but there's no upper limit in that scenario. There's an upper limit with the bag of holding.
There's a
All the
weight
rooms are
limit.
full.
But that's mostly for game purposes. It's not really.
Yeah, it's just so you can't
A
stuff
feature of the-
anything and everything into the stupid bag.
Or exceeding a volume of
You can't
64
pull a
cu-
Tarask out of your pocket dimension.
I mean, you can climb in and look for the bottom if you like. It's up to you.
All right,
Have
that's
fun.
my
Go
that's
for
my
it.
adventure. All right, let's go.
Hope you have a backup character.
Shrink self. Let's go.
I've been waiting for this. So, on average, just a ballpark, how many potatoes are in there?
How many potatoes are currently in there, or how many could he fit in there?
In total, the amount of potatoes that he's decided to take with him, how many are there?
How much does the average potato weigh? Like 500 grams?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
I don't
Yes.
know.
And the weight limit on a bag of holding
500 pounds,
is
5,000.
500 pounds, or is it 1,000 pounds?
500.
500 pounds. Okay, so
So 1,000 potatoes.
1,000 potatoes.
Well, here's the thing. It's
Are we
only
talking-
64.
No, wait, hold on.
Does that exceed 64
Yeah.
cubic feet? Because it's 64 cubic feet or 500, whichever one the potato maximum is first.
Now, what
Well, I
kind
think
of
potatoes
we
are quite
talking about, though? Are we
dense.
talking about
I'm so
russet,
glad we're doing this.
Reds, Yukons, baby potatoes, fingerlings.
Oh,
So potatoes
most
in
of them are-
general,
Most of
quite
them are
dense.
russets, but he does have a few from his previous collection, which were all sorts of various strains of potato plants.
But yeah, I think like the weight to size ratio, they tend to be quite dense, so you'd probably
Yeah,
run out
potatoes
of
about
weight.
the size of your fist.
Yeah, but
You
it
probably run
weighs.
out of weight before you run
One-
out of volume.
One
they're-
medium
Volume of-
russet potato weighs about a half a pound.
Yeah, exactly, about 8 ounces. Yeah.
Medium potato weighs 5 to 10 ounces, or 140 to 280 grams.
Okay,
I was
so
okay.
let's just. Let's-
Specifically russets, though, it's
Where's that science minute? I did say most of them are russet potatoes,
Yeah.
so we'll just.
So a medium-sized russet potato weighs about a half pound. A large one is a full pound.
I love that we've already determined that if there is a maximum, he's reached it.
Yes.
So let's just.
no doubt about it.
Okay, so we know for certain there's 500 pounds worth of potatoes in this bag.
Yes.
So hypothetically,
I want to see him stuff another freaking potato in and just watch the whole thing burst.
you're getting ahead of me, bro. Hypothetically,
Potatoes for everyone.
if I unenchant that bag, what happens?
All of the potatoes fall out.
Do they fall out or do they kaboom?
They fall out.
was
But
looking
if
for
you
a
drop
spud
500 pounds of potatoes on something's head from a height,
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
see.
I have created the perfect potato trap.
Oh god.
Can someone go measure a bag of potatoes for me?
I actually used up all of our potatoes this evening, so I don't have any potatoes in my house right now. And they were definitely not russet potatoes. They
I feel
were
like this is
red
something
ones.
we can continue to resolve in future episodes. Perhaps we
Absolutely,
should get
yeah.
on the road.
Oh no, we're
Yeah.
talking about potatoes.
I come back into the farmhouse and I'm like, the cart is ready, the horses are saddled. I see you have woken him. Let's go.
Trust me, this is a good idea.
I will throw him.
I know.
And I go back out to the cart.
I'll hop in shotgun unless someone else has taken it.
Oh,
Or in this
right.
time period, crossbow.
I had questions.
Yes.
For Stu?
Is there potable water on site?
Portable water?
Potable.
A pot. Okay. Potable pot.
Potent
Yes.
potables.
They have a well. I thought you said portable. I was like, well, all water can be portable if you have the proper container. Please don't kill me.
Okay, so number one, water. Number two, can we do we care about people following us? We had a lot of people follow us. Do we care?
I do.
By which I mean, should we attempt measures to like?
Hide our tracks.
There you go.
I mean, I would. Thus far, I would have expected the rain to wash away most tracks. It's been heavy enough. But now that we're getting further from the city and it's lightening up, seems like a reasonable suggestion, yeah.
Okay, I go and collect like branches, and I'll tie them to the back of the horse carriage thing.
Okay.
I don't know if this will do much, but should at least hide the number of people traveling in a line.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably. I don't know what else. I'm not a military person.
Perhaps tie some stones on top of the branches to weight them down a little bit so they push a little heavier in and obscure things even more.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know what really we can be doing. I don't know.
Well,
It's
we
probably not
also-
important. Never mind. I retract. This is probably unimportant.
Well, we also have
Didn't
access to
live-
magic if somebody has illusion spells available.
I do, however, you need to be within range to maintain.
True.
Didn't Levitica essentially summon us back to the city by her encounter?
No.
I feel like we're like kind of turning tail and leaving the nexus of the problem.
Right. You're welcome to go back.
Yeah.
No. She seems to want Nyx specifically, though I don't know exactly why. But I don't believe she gave us any reason to return to Stormfell.
Well, what was said in regards to Nyx?
The exact words I do not recall. She just seemed to want to kill Nyx. Which, to
Yeah,
be fair,
she said specifically that she was there for Nyx, and that
Mhm.
that if you handed Nyx over, she would not hurt any of you in that moment. And you did
Which-
not.
Are we sure
so
she wants her
So
dead?
she hurt all of you.
Well, she did try and kill her.
she spent the entire first 3 rounds of combat doing nothing but choking the life out of Nyx.
Yeah, like taking punches from the entire party so that she could remain focused on Nyx.
Mhm.
Okay, I suppose it's slightly convincing.
And especially
Yeah.
considering she was able to just pour it out of there whenever she wanted. If she wanted to take Nyx alive, she could have done that instantly.
We're Nyx.
Nyx
Is it-
recovering.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not in the talkative mood, I'd say.
At this point, she's on the wagon.
I was gonna say that she's probably still asleep. It would make sense you
mean-
guys would let her sleep as long as she possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally. But I mean, as part of getting the party ready to go, I would have gotten her on the wagon.
Okay. Let's head out then.
So, at the mention of what Levitica may or may not have said, Nyx starts making motions like
You need to write. Fidget. She wishes to write.
Oh, yeah, it's not really my thing. Just kidding. I grab paper and pen, hand it to her.
Really? She didn't say no.
Ovidius was very
Are you okay?
confused.
Are you okay? No. Oh man, sorry, that's not my wheelhouse. Yeah, you've got plenty of parchment and
I got extra,
ink.
for sure.
Absolutely.
I'd sift through and be like, "Oh no, that's an old contract. No, oh geez, I forgot to get. Damn it." That
Okay,
client's
so
gonna be so
she very quickly scribbles something down. Who takes it from her?
Me? Or you can.
Oh.
Your call.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm the one that's like most attached to her, most worried about her. I'll take the note and read it, communicate
Whoops. Pardon me while I do the equivalent of a whisper in D&D Discord.
Are we in motion yet?
I haven't felt emotions in about 15 years, but
Are we traveling yet? Trying to find a word that
I-
can't be misinterpreted.
no, we're waiting on the writing to be revealed and only revealed in parts as Bavidia so chooses.
Well, because only one person can read it at a time. So
Fair enough.
I'm kidding.
I'll having read it, I'll say out to the rest of the party. Apparently, Levitica whispered to Nyx, Talon pays his respects to the last of the Mithrai. Nix, do you know what she meant by the Mithrai? Give her more paper, boy. Give her more paper.
Can I roll history and see if I know what the Mithrai are?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Were the Mithrai mentioned at some point in those lore books?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure
That's an
those were
18.
Is
were
Bavidica
the
your
druids.
sister?
Mithra were the druids, if I recall.
So
Well,
that was
would
an
make
18.
sense because she's
The
part druid.
Mithrai were the druids.
Yeah.
Right, it was in the
Yeah.
history of the
So
druids.
the druids that were doing the ceremony
Yeah,
that was mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
right. Halen's dead, right?
Yeah.
Tends to
He
happen when you
certainly
remove
appeared
your
to
head.
be.
So how is a dead man paying his respects to a forgotten cult?
It seems
Maybe his
fairly straightforward to me.
maybe his
Levitica,
soul is captured.
Levitica hired Talon in the first place. Talon attempted to kill Nyx. Levitica came to finish the job. The reason they wish her dead is because she is the last of these ancient druids, and her ability to perform the ritual of the druids may be all that remains, standing in the way of the children of the storm.
I think Otter has it right. It's just a different Talon. It's complete coincidence.
Talon? No, it's the
So
cool Talon.
Yes.
Oh, Talon
That other
J.
asshole.
I thought you said Talon G.
Oh, it's a totally
My
different
bad.
Talon.
Oh, Talon.
Oh, my
Totally different
bad.
Talon.
Talon. Oh.
I read the second page out, and I don't communicate this one as directly. I just look at Nyx and I say, none of them. I furrow my brow and I look at everyone and say, Nyx is at a significant disadvantage now. She has just informed me that she cannot use any of her druidic abilities because of the loss of your voice, friend. Then why?
do you renounce your faith? Something
What have you
that
tried
Levitica
to do?
did?
He points to the horses.
What did you do to her, you fucks?
Grab the horse by the face.
She had tried to turn into one before and she couldn't.
Well, she had tried to speak with them while we still were in Stormfell.
Right, yeah, that's the one. Not turn into one. Speak with him.
Indeed,
was
I do
that-
recall this now.
It was that wound she received from Talon. Remember?
Mm.
Oh, but that was it.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
That
Domino, if
seems
you
likely.
recall correctly.
The wound
Hold
was
on.
rather peculiar.
Yep. And Domino, if you recall correctly, you did cast a spell to end a curse on her. And you did end one, but you don't know what it did.
Mm-mm-mm.
Rendell.
Yeah?
Like we talked about yesterday. You're kind of the antithesis of these children of the storm, right?
Sort of, yeah.
You think you might have that influence on something that Levitica might have done to Nyx?
I guess it's possible. but specifically, I can do something similar to what Domino already did, but he already removed something from her.
I don't think it was. I didn't think it was successful. Maybe your deity is better in tune to the malady that afflicts her.
I look at Nyx. Were you ever a druid at all? You lost your abilities after a curse was removed from you.
Were you born like this?
Could you all? Yeah. Could
Were
you
you
overshift?
bitten as a child?
What about your mom? Did she do what you do?
Just to speed up this process a little bit, she writes down the word
Oh,
barbarian.
for pity's sake, and he like prestidigitations the paper clean. Just write the goddamn thing.
Yep.
It's a whiteboard.
Cameo Ratha. Yeah, she writes down the word barbarian.
Barbarian.
But
What?
was your mother able to shift, become
No.
a bear like you? And you were born with the ability to do so.
What about your dad?
Your dad
So-
could.
She writes down, because if Bavidius, if you recall, the first time she wild shaped in front of you, that was a surprise because you didn't know she could do that. And her immediate response was, I was always encouraged not to use that side of me.
You were never a druid at all. You were a werebear.
Maybe she just. I don't
The
know.
curse of your lycanthropy is what was lifted by Sir Domino.
She writes down, no, my dad was a druid.
Where's your dad
And-
from?
She shrugs.
Maybe. Well,
I
this is
mean,
just a long
you're-
shot. But maybe
He
the blood
also-
because the
You can see that she hesitates with the quill for a second before she then writes down, I think my father is dead.
What do you remember of him?
She just draws a bunch of question marks. And then writes
He was
never
really
knew him.
hairy. He was like 8 feet tall. You know,
I remember the
normal.
last thing you said to me was,
I'll never forget that.
I mean, you're
Did you guys ever read Sir Barrington's Adventures in D&D?
No.
your dad. He could have been a druid. He could have still had lycanthropy as well. He could have been a werebear too.
Last time I saw him, he left to get some honey.
Excellent.
Oh my god, chat. Okay.
Last time I saw him, I thought he said he was going to go get a picnic basket.
said he was going to go pick up some salmon and he never came back.
You stay here, boo boo.
So, when was the last time you saw him?
She just underlines never met him.
Well, what did your mother tell you?
It wasn't safe.
Bovidius, do you
Yes.
know anything about the what was she, a colonel?
Colonel, yes.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the colonel before she arrived in Stormfell?
Would I have known anything about her past? Like, how long did I know her?
Roll me a
before
history
the
check.
camp-
You knew her for how long were you in Stormfell for? That really would have been how long that you knew her. 'Cause she was the colonel of Stormfell for 20 or so years.
Well, I've been in the military for about 20 years.
Yeah, but you were
But
also
it was in
training
Guardian's Cove.
in Guardian's Cove. So how long were you in Stormfell?
Long enough to get an honorable discharge, whatever that looks like.
Well, long enough to not long enough to have merited a personal dinner with the colonel. So for at least a while, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna roll the history check. You tell me what I know.
1.75 wiles.
Is that
That's
a
a
metric
9.
while or?
9. She kept to herself.
uh,
Well, the issue
honestly,
is that she doesn't seem to have this power anymore. So, Rendell, when I helped her when she was grievously wounded by Talon, what I did is I cured poison. I can't remove curse.
Talon.
So if you want to try remove curse, maybe that could help her.
Oh, you removed poison. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I remember there was an effect, and you ended it. My bad.
you sent me on a wild goose chase.
All good. I had to look too.
Oh, wasn't
Like,
even you yet.
one of you has one, and one of you has the other, and I keep messing up which one of you has remove. Oops.
It was me because I had to use it on. I think it was Bovidius because he got
It is,
bitten.
yeah, because he got bitten.
Mhm.
My bad.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I can give it a shot if you
Yeah,
like.
Domino,
up.
you removed poison.
Yes.
Hold up.
Oops.
The only other people that we found alive in the city were Levitica and her, I'll call him brother for lack of a better term, and those 2 lycanthropes. And they seem to be working for the Children of the Storm.
The lycanthropes were before everything went to shit.
And so
was-
we have
No,
the
it was
daughter
around the
of-
same time. We fought
Was
them,
it-
and then
it
shortly
was-
after, everybody was dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
And
is
so we
true.
have ourselves the daughter of an unknown shapeshifter for whom an assassin from the Storm cult has come to claim. I see.
With the lycanthropy theory completely out the window. Having been a crimson herring. Uh, uh, it seems that abilities or no abilities, simply the existence of even one single remnant of the druidic cult that has heretofore maintained this ritual is threatening enough for the Children of the Storm to so fervently seek your death. I think that is reason enough for us to remain vigilant.
Yeah, it seems like the only answers we're going to find are going to be in Serpent.
Let us carry on our journey then, and hope that we need not tarry long in Guardian Cove.
So Nyx holds up a finger, just like, before she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a sending stone.
I'll accept it.
before she hands it to you and writes down the words, "Call him. I need to know."
Hello?
There is a pregnant pause.
Check 1, 2.
Hello? And that's where we're going to end the session for today.
Oh, this game sucks.
I'd like to make a formal complaint. Our DM keeps leaving us on cliffhangers.
I would like to point out, Fidget role-played for 2 hours, and then at the end said, "This game sucks."
That was your own
Facts.
fault.
Facts.
That was your own fault.
All right. So, thank you everyone for joining us for episode 20 of Melody of
Oh,
the
nice.
Maelstrom. We've done 20 episodes, guys. Yeah.
Sweet.
Inconceivable.
Hey.
It's pretty
The word you
exciting.
keep
So,
using. I don't think it means what you think it means.
thank you to everyone who joined us this evening, and thank you to everybody who might be watching at a later time. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, share the link with your friends, and don't forget about all of our sponsors. We have D&D Beyond, Effects May Vary. Make sure that you check out our Patreon. Speaking of which, I'm not going to forget it this time. Mama Bear, we appreciate you. We love you. Keep doing what you're doing. You are one of the real ones. Also, there is a new game that has started up, and I'm gonna totally probably mispronounce this again. It's Operation Aegis, which is a Lancer campaign, which is happening on Tuesdays, and then Falskallen Nights is also starting back up at the beginning of February. So we unfortunately will have to keep our rivalry at bay until then. But yeah. Us is definitely waiting for them to return.
I have 5,000 channel points. I'm ready.
I have 2.3, so
7.2.
the gauntlet has been thrown
1,000.
down. I'm surprised they're not taking advantage of us broadcasting and them not.
I know, right?
That's seems like an ish them, not an ish us. So, also make sure you check out our merch page. We've got a lot of interesting stuff there. And I think that's it.
Mute Sounds is playing a show this Saturday, January 27th at the Bovine Sex Club with 3 bands. Send the Ravens, Omnivert, and On Deaf Ears. It's going to be a really heavy show, so if you like heavy music, make your way.
I got in a fight there once. Good place.
Yeah.
Hey, I broke up a fight there once.
It could have been me, you know.
Oh my god, their backstories. Anyways,
it was.
right, so I think with that, we will wish all of you a very good evening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Have you ever fought a dragon and stormed its mountain lair? Have you ever killed a vampire and seen the evil in its glare? Have you ever sought adventure and couldn't find it anywhere? Well, here's the answer to your call. We're gonna die a bear. Adventuring company. Come leave behind all your cares. Die a bear. Rah!